Well, the 10 reasons is our key points why you should pick us over other hosting providers. From a technical point of view, obviously that stands up for itself, but the 10 reasons is about our values, why we're going to look after you, why you're going to want to still be a customer of ours in 5 years' time. We recognised several years ago that we needed to make that leap to becoming a data centre operator as well as just a server hosting provider, which is what a lot of our competitors focus on. But I think it's the right way to do things, really.
We do own and manage our own data centres. You know, they are our facilities. We don't need to get permission from somebody else to be able to have access and to give tours of the data centre.
I think it's very important that Melbourne have their own data centre, because if they don't and they're just essentially renting space from somebody else, then it's outside of their control and they're effectively just a reseller organisation. So actually being able to look around the data centre and see the racks and see how everything's organised, you really get the impression that they've thought of everything and everything is under their control.
I think it's very important that a hosting provider does have their own hardware. Otherwise, you'd just feel as though you were dealing with a middleman, essentially. So we'd tend to move away from that and go for somebody with their own data centres.
We wouldn't ever trust a white labeller. They don't have ultimate control over what goes on in that data centre. The fact that Melbourne has ultimate control means that they're the single point of failure and they can plan against that.
We can confidently stand behind the service level agreements that we have with our customers because we know that we set the place up. So if something goes wrong, we know why it went wrong, we can fix it. And in the majority of cases, that's without anything becoming service affecting.
It fills us with confidence to know that, you know, they don't provide anything from anybody else. It's all their offerings. So yes, that's vital for us.
When we took occupancy of this space, it had the usual kind of things you'd find in an office, but it was pretty uninspiring, very dull, corporate-y looking.
I've looked at some offices, especially the ones we've been into in hospitals, and it's to die. I just couldn't go at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and there's all these files piled up, and they're like in a pig pen.
So we decided that we needed a pretty drastic renovation of the whole lot.
It needed consideration. Was it financially beneficial or just an extravagance?
The approach that we take is to actually invest in our space, invest in our people, and in turn that means we have a much lower staff turnover. And also our staff really want to help our customers, and it creates an environment where everyone's happier.
I sympathise with them having to sit and look into those screens. So if they've got pleasant surroundings, It definitely makes them feel a little bit better about their daily task.
Melbourne is such an incredibly interesting place to work. I mean, they actually care about their staff, and it really needed a place to reflect their ethos on the company.
In Victorian times, they used to treat people like dirt. I think in the 21st century, we were much more attentive to the people.
I already know that I love working for Melbourne, but as a member of staff working here, and future members of staff as well, they're going to think I'm at the right place.
I'd also say that it cost effective in terms of less churn and better productivity. I would say that's hand on heart, that's not just bullshit.
We've created a hell of a lot of work for ourselves with this very detailed design. We could have just moved in here as it was, really, and a lot of companies would have done that. I'm absolutely convinced that it's the right thing to do, and the amount of work we've put in will definitely be worth it.
This has not got the feeling of an institution, it's got the feeling of freedom and softness.
Melbourne has a proper home that reflects what they want to do, reflects how they feel about their staff, and brings together what they want to give to their customers.